Hello everyone, I'm Jasmine here, Jai Jagannath. In our last series, we discussed about contents. That includes basic, intermediate and advanced, followed by projects. Whoever did not attend my last series, I highly recommend them to see that. So, today I'm going to start an important topic. Without wasting time, let's start. So our today's topic will be based on data, database and DBMS. Okay, so let's jump into data. Okay, as you see, there is definition and types of data, and then there is a diagrammatic explanation. So first tell me, what is data? What do you understand about data? Okay, let me explain. Data is, as you know, data. So it says about it is a raw fact and figure that have little meaning on their own until processed. So what it is saying? It means whatever we will pick in our hand, that will be data. Any raw fact. Raw fact means it has just simple meaning unless until it processed. Okay, so but how system will take, understand? So system will take the data as input. Okay, and in output, what it will give? We'll get as output, as we'll get the output as information. Okay, so it means raw fact and figure that have little meaning on their own until processed. So system will take the data as input, it will be processed, then after in output it will give us information. Okay, so if I'll say in layman concept, suppose we are taking the vegetables as the ingredients. Okay, but at the end what we are getting in our meal? Complete platter as a food. Okay, so that vegetable was nothing but your data or input, and that output as a which one came in terms of information, like your food platter. Okay, food. In same manner, in database, data is like anything, whatever you will pick up it, in the sense it is saying like any file, like that may be Excel, audio, video, image. Okay, so in our technical terms, the database will understand as data. Okay, so in database, what the next line it is saying, data is stored in the format of structured data. Structured data, so that CRUD operates. Already I have told you, like our main component will be data, database, and then storage in the form of structured format. If you have remembered, then what I told you, like four concepts, like data, database, then our language, and then storage. Okay, so in that way, in database, data is stored in the form of structured data. Structured data, already I told you, like how that storage means in the form of table, and that table is, your table consists of what? Row and column. Okay, so that is your structured data. So that CRUD operates. CRUD is nothing but your that function through which we'll operate, like create, retrieve, update, delete. Okay, so we'll perform that function or that processing will happen through the CRUD operation. Okay, then we'll move into types of data. What you were getting from that types of data, it is saying about like what types of data is there, what database understand, how database can take which type of data. So there are different data, but in that data, which database will take and accept. So let's see, there are three types of data: structured data, unstructured data, and your semi-structured data. So structured means, it says from the word only we can know that structured is your systematic. Okay, so it is saying about, already I mentioned that structured, it is, we understand here as a table. Okay, so it is saying about like organized in the row and column, like your Excel format. As you know, in Excel, that the spreadsheet, it is showing about that row and column. Okay, that vertical one will be your column and that horizontal will be your row. So here I have given one image which says about your column and row. So here you will see that column will be your row ID, order date, ship date. Okay, so table is we can if we will analyze, then we can say it is a order table. Okay, and then your 1, 2 is the row, and these are the whatever inside the value are there, these are the data. Okay, and that data is the structure. Already, as you know, that row ID means it is saying about 1, 2. Ordered means that alphanumeric something that is written. Order date means in the date format it is there. Okay, and then the ship date is also date format it is there. Okay, so from the diagram only we can say that table form, it is completely structured because in the similar manner it has written. Okay, that means we can say it is a organized way, organized in the sense in the table form, and the table means row and column. Okay, that relatedness, so relatedness in the sense like row and column. Then our next type of data, it is unstructured. Unstructured, like it is not structured. Not structured means it is not organized. Okay, that means it is saying it does not follow a fixed structure. Okay, that means we can say like your image, audio, video, email, PDF file. Okay, whatever you will take, that will be our like unstructured, because in image you just guess, is there any tabular form? No, it is a just picture, photo, and then video. Same way, there is also we are not getting any tabular form. If we come to email, there is also we are not getting, because there is only what we are getting, that to sender, receiver, and then our body part. So there is also we are not getting any tabular format. Okay, so it is saying about unstructured data. Then we will move to our third type of data, that is your semi-structured data. Okay, that means it is saying semi means 50-50, like partial. Okay, so partially organized and with partially unstructured, like partial, it is combination of your structured data and unstructured data. Okay, so it is saying about partially organized with the tags or hierarchy. Okay, what will be the example of that? Your XML and JSON file. Okay, so finally we'll see on the diagram what you can guess from here, what I am trying to explain here, like before getting into our in-depth knowledge of SQL, that SQL language, we should know about what is table, what is the column, what is the data. Okay, so here I am trying to explain about the table, like your customers is your table name. Okay, in the top of the table there is a heading, you might see, that is your mention customers. Okay, then we can see there is different columns name has been written. Okay, ID, name, age, that ID, name, age, that address and salary, that 3 to 5, these 5 elements, that attribute, that are nothing but your attribute. Okay, here attribute is nothing but your field name or column name. Okay, which we are saying as schema. Okay, the schema is nothing but your column name or attribute. These are okay. So here customers will be your table, and these are the columns: ID, name, age, address, salary. Okay, and then your complete under column what you are looking, these are the your data, or it is called as record. Okay, these are are nothing but your actual value. Okay, that's why it is saying about that record, or we are saying row. Okay, each row if you will see there is value. ID there is mentioned 1, name, under name there is in first row it is saying about that 1 Ramesh 32 Ahmedabad 2000. These are your record. First row, second row likewise, 2 Khilan 25 Delhi 1500 rupees is your data. Okay, third row also, that Kosik name customer who has done the transaction, like the age 23, address is Kota, salary is 2000. Okay, likewise fourth customer's data we got as Chaitali, whose age is 25, whose address will be Mumbai, so whose salary will be 6500. So these are showing us as the data, like each record is saying data. Okay, so you got it. So our 3 important elements are there, like one is your table name. Okay, which one is the customers. Okay, and which is talking about that schema and data, it is nothing but your column and row, where column is saying about that field name, that attribute which we are saying as schema, and this each value it is saying about the data. Okay, so what we need here, data as complete value inside. Okay, so before moving into our next chapter, we should know about that. This is our first and foremost, like this is the primary component of our SQL. Okay, one table, schema and data, like table, column and row. Okay, first what will be there? Database. It will see database, and then it will take your table, and then table will take your row and column. Okay, hope you will get thorough idea about that. Just go through it. And here my question will be, which data then will the database will take? Among these 3 types of data, which data database will take? Okay, so answer will be structured data. Okay, move to our next slide. Now from the picture you can see like it is telling about like database. Okay, so what do you mean database? As we know that database is nothing but our container, okay, where database will keep that data. So what it is saying, an organized collection of data that can be stored, managed and retrieved efficiently. Okay, it does three functions like storage and manage and retrieve. So what it does, so storage, like it stores the data, okay, in the form of tabular form, we know. Then manage in the sense how it controls, how it operates, how it performs, okay, like as we know that crude function, okay, that in the sense of create, retrieve, update, delete, okay. And then retrieve in the sense what it does, basically it fetches the data, okay. Suppose we are giving the input, in return what we need there, what we want to fetch the data, okay. Then coming to types of databases, okay, what are the databases? Different types of databases are there, okay. There are four types of databases. First it is relational database, okay. What it is, so from the concept like from the word only relational, we'll have to all the time we'll have to break it so that we can analyze easily. So relational database, like relational is relational in the sense like relation is coming, so relation in the sense that row and column, okay. So it is saying data stored in the form of tables like row, as your row and columns, and it uses SQL for queries. No doubt tables format, and then definitely it will take SQL for the queries language. And what will be the example of that relational database? There are so many like MySQL, PostgreSQL, Oracle SQL Server, okay. Then coming to second database, second type of database is saying about NoSQL database. So NoSQL means non-relational database. Okay, it is nothing but it will take your unstructured data or maybe semi-structured data. Okay, so unstructured means we can easily say it is like documents type. Okay, maybe audio, video, JSON file, likewise. So example will be your MongoDB, Cassandra, okay, etc. So our next types of database will be distributed database, like distributed, that word is saying about like distribution, it will be spread, okay. So data will be spread across multiple location or server. Here places in the sense, in our technical term it is the server, okay. So suppose uh, if we will take as A is the server place, suppose Mumbai is the location, okay, where server, and one more location will be Hyderabad. Suppose that crash or failure is happening in that one location, if our data will be saved in the another server location, we can easily get likewise data is the also database will be also distributed, okay. The data is the spread in multiple location or server. Example like big companies, they are using their own databases, okay, like Google used as BigQuery, and your Amazon is using DynamoDB, etc. Okay, so coming to next type of databases, it is your data warehouse, okay. Warehouse means it stores your past data like historical data, okay. Whenever the concept of historical data, it is saying about what we will do with that historical data, obviously if we will take the historical data, definitely we will analyze it. So analyze means here we are going to make an report, okay, or any visuals, in form of visuals we will do. So it is saying about stores the historical data for analytics or and reporting, okay. That means what will be the example? Your Snowflake, Redshift, etc. Okay. So which one will be the most effective way to take as the database? So which database will be most acceptable? Obviously, whenever we are taking structured data, among that types of data, definitely structured data will be understood by RDBMS, like relational database. Okay, so here relational database will be the best for us. Okay, just go through it. Okay, then we are moving towards our today's next or last slide. Okay, so it is talking about DBMS. Okay, so what it is? DBMS, like database management system. Already I mentioned you, just break it. So database one side and one side is the management system. So it is a like system manage the database. Okay, from right side you will see like system manage database. How system? Like here system means that software application. Okay, manages in the sense like as I told in the database concept, like what, through the crude operation. Okay, like it is create, retrieve, update, delete. Okay, so it is saying about is a software that helps you store, organize, retrieve and manage the data in a database. Okay, so software by which we can we can do our crude operation through data in the database. Okay, that storage, organize, okay, and then retrieve, manage. Okay, it is saying about also different types of DBMS are there. So what are they? Let's see. First it is hierarchical DBMS. Hierarchical means what? Like a parent child. Okay, suppose we will take the example of family, then parents, then child, okay, then grandchild. Likewise, in the same manner data is stored in the form of tree like structured. Okay, example will be your IBM IMS, that infrastructure management system. Okay, move towards our second types of DBMS. What it is? Network DBMS. Network means like connection. So that connection will be like graphical structure. It is as your nodes and links. Okay, that connection is nothing but your link. Its example is the IDMS. Okay, then our third type of DBMS is your RDBMS. Okay, so here as you know that relational, how we can break like relational in the like relation, that relation what in between columns and a row. No doubt there will be a row and column, that relation will come as data, that value. Okay, so suppose if I'll take that ID and your 1, okay, then name will be suppose Ram. Okay, so these are the form of relational database. It is saying about like data is stored in the form of table, row and columns. Okay, and obviously whenever data stored in the tabular form, it will understand the only SQL language, okay, for the queries. And then what will be the example? Definitely MySQL, PostgreSQL, Oracle, SQL Server. There are so many. Okay. Then our fourth type of database, it is your object-oriented DBMS. Like object. Okay, here the data is stored in the form of object, like our programming. So programming means that coding language, it understand. So here example will be your DB4 objects that we can see in the basically example will be a Java, .NET. In this application we can see. So but in this concept SQL, so which DBMS will accept or most effective way? No doubt that relational DBMS is the best. Okay, so next is our function of DBMS. Okay, like how it operates DBMS. Already we know that it functions as a storage, organize, retrieve and manage. So let's see, like whenever we are going to any mobile shop, there are different mobiles are there, but which mobile you want to buy? No doubt you are going first, you are going through the features, then after you are deciding like based on the features which mobile is the suitable for you. Likewise, so DBMS, there are no doubt different DBMS are there, but how it functions? Okay, why we are choosing the DBMS? Okay, why we are choosing that particular software? Because of this function. So let's explore what the function it does. So first function, it is saying about that data storage and retrieval. Okay, as we mentioned that storage, organize, retrieve, manage. Okay, so likewise the stored data in the form of table and allows queries. Okay, already we know that we will choose that relational DBMS. What it is saying about that data stored in the table and uses also SQL queries. Okay, so it is saying about that it stores the data and which data we can also retrieve, okay, whenever we want. Then second function, it is saying about data manipulation, how we are manipulating the data. Manipulation in the sense like your insert, update, delete, we can easily do with our data. Okay, then it is saying about data security. No doubt security means your authentication. Okay, how we can keep our data safe. Okay, how that's why data security, through our data security, it controls who can access or change the data. Okay, and then the next function, it is saying about backup and recovery. Okay, that means no doubt whenever any failure or crashes is happening, so or any power cut is happening, that time we can, how we can save our data. Okay, that is nothing but your through your backup or recovery process. Okay, so it is saying about that's why restores the data after crashes or failure. Okay, then next function, it is saying about concurrency control. Concurrency, okay, that means it is saying about when multiple users accessing the data. So whenever multiple users at the same time they are accessing the data, then how it controls, how it handles. Okay, that is the concept. It is saying about concurrency control, it can control that the data. Then it is saying about data integrity. Integrity is nothing but your accuracy. Okay, like how perfect we can get our actual data as the output what we want. So it is saying that it maintains accuracy and consistency using the rule like your constraint keys, like primary keys, foreign keys. Okay, how we can relate the data, how we can get the accuracy. Okay, so through these features we can choose which DBMS is the suitable for us. So for SQL we will go for the RDBMS, that relational database management system. Okay, so these are the main function we'll have to remember. Okay, like data storage and retrieval. Second will be your manipulation, data manipulation. Then third is your data security. Then fourth is your backup and recovery. Then fifth one, it is saying concurrency control. Sixth one is saying about your data integrity. So these are the functions DBMS can do, okay, with the data in database. Okay, just go through it. So at the end I want to conclude, like, as we know that database and DBMS is the main component for our SQL. Okay, so here my question will be then, which type of data, which type of database and which type of DBMS is applicable for SQL, which will be effective? Then answer will be a structured data, then in database, relational database, and DBMS, RDBMS. Okay. Okay, hope you will understand. If you have any doubts, just comment me on the comment box. Okay, so that I can respond you there. Okay, that's it for today. I will come with new series in my next slide. Till then, bye bye. Take care. Just like the video, comment it, subscribe it, and share it with your friends and family. Thank you. Bye bye. Have a good day.